welcome. I'm Julie Fouch, the founder of The Art of Feminine Business, the author of the Witchpreneur Quiz, and your podcast host. And I just want to remind you, if you haven't taken the Witchpreneur Quiz, go ahead and do it. It's 7 simple questions that will tell you how your natural magic witch abilities are best suited to make money, which makes me very excited to share with you today's guest. Her name is Ruchi Pinniger, and Ruchi is the founder and CEO of Watch Her Prosper. So we get to talk about money. Yes. Ruchi is dedicated to providing, wow, y'all messed that up. Let me just tell you, she is a hotshot financial mentor, and she provides some really, really great tools and techniques and services to women-led businesses so that they can succeed. She has years and years of experience with bookkeeping, tax time readiness, prosperity mind street. She worked on Wall Street in the corporate world, and she was recently named one of the women leading the finance industry. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Great to be here, Julie, with you and your audience.
And congratulations on your being inducted into the Women Leading the Finance Industry Hall of Fame.
Thank you. I'm very excited. I just feel so blessed to be able to do this beautiful work in the world. So, really happy about it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
As we jump in, I love to ask my guests to share their story of how they came to do their work.
Amazing. Okay, so first I want to say my name is Ruchi like Gucci, because nobody can forget that way. And the way I came to do this work was just really serendipitous, and like everything in life, such a journey. So after many years on Wall Street, I left because I knew there was something more for me out there. Something was calling. I knew I wanted to help people in a deeper way. I left Wall Street, had no idea what that was going to be. And what I started to hear were all these messages from incredible, successful, talented women about how they're not good at the numbers. They don't know how to do this. The women that put their, as they say, head in the sand to just ignore the numbers. And I realized that this is what I'm meant to do. I get to marry my love of helping people. I had always wanted to be a therapist, actually, when I was going into college. My family sort of suggested and recommended I go into business instead of being a therapist. And now a lot of our clients call me their financial therapist.
Oh, that's really fun. Yeah, this idea that women have that they're not good with the numbers or they're not good with money. I think that's something the patriarchy teaches, and we hear it all the time. Even now, I hear people talk about we need to encourage girls to go into STEM. We need to encourage girls to go into math. Yes, and that's also saying because they're not good at it or not enough of them are doing it, rather than it just being, and of course they're good at it. One of my little granddaughters, she loves everything STEM. And I try, really hard. Let's not make a big deal about it. Let's just buy her another Lego roller coaster thing, So I love that you are here in the world doing this work to help women see that it's not actually them. It's just a spell that was set upon them.
Yeah, it's how we were raised. And in fact, because of this, 61% of women would rather talk about the details of their own death than about money. Yes, death, dying, not debt. So, we grew up being told, it's not polite to ask that, or you don't need to know that, being sort of shut down when we were curious about it, or not involved in the conversations at all. And so now we're kind of having to come out of that. It's like, as you say, the spell is being lifted, and we realize the impact of what has happened to us. And many, so many women now are ready to just sort of go to the next chapter or start the next chapter of their money story. So at Watch Her Prosper, that's what we're doing. We're really working with them around the practical tactical, meaning we're helping women in business with their bookkeeping, providing financial guidance as they're making business decisions and growing, helping them with their confidence as they grow, and helping them have really great strategies in place to get ready for tax time. Not doing the taxes, but really all the pieces that go into it. That's a whole nother thing. And the other piece that's so beautiful and is that holistic approach. We can't just do the practical tactical and expect everything is magical. We have to do the mindset work and the belief work and go deeper. So that's what makes us really different and why I love this work.
Oh, that's so amazing. I know that you talk about like redefining prosperity.
Yeah.
So just give us some practical tips. How do we redefine prosperity?
Yeah. So for so many of us, we think about prosperity as money, financial success. Prosperity isn't just about the green stuff. Prosperity is an inside job. It starts in here. And so I've created my 3 pillars of redefining prosperity framework through the work with thousands of women. And when you embody these 3 pillars, which I'm going to share, is really how you live your most prosperous life. The first is well-being. The second is spirituality. And the third is healthy relationships with people and with money. So, as we think about well being, we're thinking really about a broader sense of what people talk about with well being. We're thinking about what are the things that really bring us joy, the things that because we're in this society where we're just going all the time and being pulled in all the directions, we allow to just fall behind on. So for me, like I'm here in New York City. We were just talking about that before the show, and I love my long strolls in Central Park. And I love getting my regular massages. I don't feel like I need to wait until I'm on vacation at a resort. So, for all of you listening, what are the things that you just remember you used to love to do that brought you joy? Those things like painting, ceramics, whatever it is, a lot of those things just sort of put us in a really meditative, joyful place. So I just want to invite everyone to think about that and put it on your calendar, book the appointment, do the thing, reach out to the friend. So that's the first one. Second, spirituality. And we can keep this really uncomplicated. I love to talk about the universe. So everyone has their own sort of way of thinking about spirituality, whether it's God, whether it's source, whether it's just your higher self. So the universe is a mirror. What we're putting out is what we're getting back. So think about what are you thinking about all day? Are you thinking about thoughts of lack and scarcity? Because that's what you're calling in, more of that. So instead, really start to focus on those thoughts and start to pay attention. And we have an average of 60,000 thoughts per day. As women, 80% are negative. Imagine what would shift if 80% were positive. And this is a really good place for me to share my RIR method tool with you. So it's recognize, interrupt, reframe. Start to pay attention to those thoughts. When you're feeling yourself having a negative thought, like, oh, it's so hard to make money, there's never enough, right? Interrupt it and then reframe it with a more positive, more prosperous thought. Something like, I'm so grateful for my abundance. Money flows to me so easily. And just the biggest thing about this RIR method and this reframe, it's not just the words. We're not just doing the mantra. We're really feeling in our body. What does it feel like to be so abundant, to know that you don't have to worry about any of the bills, to know that money is flowing to you, to know that there's always clients available for you? What does it feel like in your body? Start to embody that, start to feel it, start to live that way and think that way. And that's actually how you start to attract. And
Yeah,
then,
and I
yeah,
want to point out what you said is the feeling of it, because
yes,
that is a manifestation practice. It doesn't if
exactly.
you're thinking, oh, money is abundant, it's always flowing to me, but you're still feeling the tightness of,
Yes,
well, when is it going to show up? Right?
that's right.
Then
Yeah,
the tightness is going to close you down so you can't receive
exactly.
more. And so in your process of
Hmm.
reframing, like you catch it, recognize that that's the word you used,
Hmm.
and then you reframe it. you have to attach the reframe feelings to that. And I know you said that. I just
Exactly.
wanted to highlight that again for all our
Yes.
listeners. I was just working with a client today,
Hmm.
and what we were talking about wealth being related to ease. And so we were like, okay, how can we manufacture ease in your life? And so it's like you said, okay, how do we manufacture that feeling of money flowing to
Love
me?
that.
How do
I
we
love it.
manufacture ease? How do we manufacture um, the joy of being able to say yes because there's money in your bank account? Because those all open you up for more to come. So I
That's
love
exactly right.
that.
I love it.
Yeah.
And by the way, you didn't know this, but ease is literally one of my favorite words, one of my favorite feelings. When people ask me like what are yours, that your go-to feelings of what you want to embody, ease is always one of them. And so let's actually just go a little deeper there for a second. When you trust, basically ease is the feeling you receive or you feel when you really trust. So think
Mm,
about what the examples we just used, right? When you are so clear that money flows to you easily, that there's always enough available to you, if you really trust it, and I mean really trust it, you just know, like you know, like you know, that's actually how you get to the ease. It's through the trust.
yes.
Mm. Yeah, so that's really an important little distinction there. And let's go into the third pillar, healthy relationships with people and with money. Now, thinking about the people side of it, right? Just, you hear this quote about, you are the average of the five people you spend your time with. And that's a really important thing to think about. Start to think about, who are you spending your time with, and who actually are you spending your time with when you are the best version of yourself? Are your relationships based off of gossiping, complaining, or are they based off of lifting each other up, rising each other? Do you hang out with the people that say your names in rooms that you're not even in? That's how you know you're spending your time with the right people. Okay? And those people that you're spending time with, what are their money stories? Because many times their money stories, their money journeys are impacting how you're thinking about money. Like, are you having to pretend like you have enough to keep up with them? Or even vice versa? If you have more, are you having to pretend like you don't? So start to pay attention to that as well. And then that healthy relationship with money. Let's look at that,
Yes.
right? What are your money rituals? Are you ignoring the numbers, or are you looking at your bank account? I like to call it Money Mondays or Finance Fridays. I have Finance Fridays on my calendar. Even if you've historically been one of these people that is saying or having the story about, I'm not good at the numbers, I don't look at them, a really good easy way to start is just open the bank account. Just start to look, get familiar. It's like you're dating, right? Look at the credit card charges. Does it all look okay? By the way, we found $18,000 of fraudulent charges on a client's credit card just last week, simply because we are in our numbers. I talked to her yesterday. She said to me, I literally would never have known if it wasn't for you. So, all of you out there, if you don't have someone like our team doing this for you, and you think you're doing it yourself, are you actually doing it? I want you to go in those accounts, start to look, start to get familiar, start to make it safe in your body, start to trust yourself. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think even if you do have somebody doing the numbers for you, which
Yeah.
1000%, most of us should have somebody else doing it for us. That's not our genius. That is the very first hire you should make. Um,
Yeah.
but even then, you need to know your numbers, right? You need
Yes.
to be, maybe you're not entering the data, but you're looking at your profit and loss, and you're going over it with whoever's doing your books for you, so
Yes.
that you're making sure you understand where your money's at. And then money stops being so scary,
Hmm.
and your bank balance and your P&L stops being something that you can beat yourself up with, but it becomes a tool for improving your financial situation, for bringing in that income and
It's right.
growing your business. So, talk a little bit, and that is from my outsider's view
Yes,
as
we are not
someone
affiliated. You are not
not
receiving a commission.
I'm not getting a commission, and
That's
I
right. That's
100%
right. Yeah.
like I did the books for my ex-husband's construction company for years
Hmm.
and years.
Hmm.
And so when I started my own business, of course I knew how to
Hmm.
do it. I knew how to run QuickBooks. I knew like how to categorize everything. I could do my own taxes. And one day I realized it was the worst day of the month when I had to do that.
Yeah, you were feeling that in your pit. Well, look, you're not like most people because most people think they know, but they don't really know. And I can say that most of what we take on from, from other people for new clients is really messy,
Yeah.
even people that are supposed experts. So you really want to make sure. So as you shared, this role in your business, bringing on somebody to help you is really important. And I want people to know that just because you say you have a person doing your books, that's not enough. Like as Julie shared, you need to know what your numbers are and you need to look at them. And that's why, like, we do both. We're ensuring our clients are meeting with us and we are walking them through in a really beautiful non-accounting speak way, explaining the numbers, talking through them, making sure that they make sense to you. And you want to work with someone who you really trust and you feel comfortable with and you don't feel judged by, because the last thing we need is another person judging us. We're judging ourselves enough. So allow yourself to know when you have the right partner in your finances. You feel it when you're feeling really supported, and you feel it when you're not, and
Yes.
trust yourself to know the difference.
Yes, exactly. And if you're like me and you have a little bit of the background, but it's not what brings you joy,
Mhm.
outsource it. Like you don't have to be the expert at everything. Like
Yeah.
do stay in your lane, do your work. You'll make more money by paying somebody else to do this part of it. Um, I love this idea of having somebody that helps you lead the financial direction of your business. So, what are some
Mhm.
things for those women listening who maybe don't have any financial background? Maybe they
Mhm.
started a business and they've never been in business before. What should they be looking at when they're looking at the end of the month at the reports they're sent, or the questions they should be asking of their financial, uh, I don't know if you'd call it financial advisor, but their financial coach?
Yeah. Yeah, financial coach or their fractional CFO or something like that, right? Or bookkeeper. So, first off, I want to start with those of you who are in corporate thinking about starting a business or who have left corporate and have started your business. People talk about replacing your corporate paycheck. Yes, that's true, but the revenue in your business isn't what replaces the corporate paycheck, right? It's really the profit. Sometimes people forget about that. People focus so much on, oh, I made 200K. Oh, I made a million. It doesn't even matter. The number doesn't matter because you could be making $1 million and you could have $300,000 of debt and be miserable. And I've seen this. Or you could be making 300,000 and live like you are a queen that you are and have everything you could possibly want. So stop focusing on the actual revenue number and start focusing on the profit and the cash flow, because the one of the most prominent things I hear from business owners is, I'm profitable, so why do I feel broke? My
Mm,
profit and loss report shows that there's profit. Where's that money? Why isn't it in the bank? It's because that's not the whole picture. The profit and loss report is simply the beginning of the planning. That's how much is available now. But what happens next? We have to save for taxes. And for many of you, if you're set up like a sole proprietorship or a single member LLC, and you're not an S Corp who's on payroll, the way you pay yourself is through an owner draw. That's not on your profit and loss. So your profit is saving for taxes, paying yourself some hopefully really nice amount of money to live the beautiful life that you want to live. Also saving for emergency fund, right? Paying old debt that you might have had from before this year or this month or this period that you've carried with you. That's not on your profit and loss report. So all of these pieces go into the planning itself. What we do with our clients is we recommend a 3-account approach for them. We recommend they have one operating account that's like a checking account where they obviously bring in their revenue and all the deposits and pay all their expenses and their credit card bill out of. Then they have 2 additional savings accounts, one for taxes and one for growth and emergency. And every month saving a percentage of your revenue into both. So you want to make sure that at the end of each month, you have enough to cover taxes on your profit. So you'll work with your CPA or somebody, your bookkeeper or a team like ours, whoever you're working with, to do that with you.
Yeah. You have a gift to help women do this, don't you?
I do. I've created this beautiful cash flow confidence mini course that's complimentary. So those of you listening that are interested in sort of doing this kind of cash flow planning, like we talked about, you can download it for free if you go to watchherprosper.com/cash flow.
And we will put that in the show notes. So if you're driving, don't panic. You can go back and look at the show notes and get that, or you can follow our socials and get it because we'll link it everywhere. So you can get that. Final message that you have for those listening.
Final message is today can be a new day for your prosperity. I want you all to really hear me. Those of you that are sitting here judging yourself, living in old stories, living in old habits, just know that today can be a new day. You can have a fresh start. It's never too late. You're not too old. Whatever your story is, today's the day.
Beautiful. I love that. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your wisdom.
You're so welcome. It's lovely to be here with you and your listeners.
And if you're listening, my real hope from bringing this just short little conversation to you is to bring you into relationship with your money and with your books that allows you to grow your wealth and grow your wisdom at the same time. If you got a spark of hope from this episode, please share it. Leave us a review that helps us to grow our audience so we can bring more fabulous women to you. Come play with us in our Facebook group at Feminine Business Magic. Reach out to Ruchi. Oh, man, I had your name.
You got it. Ruchi like Gucci. You can't forget.
Ruchi like Gucci. I apologize for that. Let's call it, let's reach out to our magic money guest and, get that free gift. It is the starting place of a new relationship for you with money. And then come back next week where we'll have another great episode. Bye for now.
Thanks for joining us. Please subscribe and leave us a review to get more great episodes for empowering your business the feminine way. And join our community on Facebook at Feminine Business Magic for Soul-Centered Women Entrepreneurs, where we celebrate feminine success and brag with regularity.